The key is to be amazing at whatever you're doing. You're always rewarded for how good you are. Go beyond good. Become amazing.
I'm Larry Winget, and I've been broke and I've been rich. I've written best-selling books and talked to thousands of people every single year about how to improve their lives and their finances.
Welcome to my kick-butt approach to a better life. People are so full of crap.
The pure, unvarnished, no-nonsense truth.
No more excuses. Your own damn fault.
Americans owe more than $2 trillion in consumer debt, but that wouldn't surprise Larry Winget, the man who's called the Pitbull of personal development.
He's Larry Winget, financial guru for hundreds of thousands of people.
Here's the truth. Your kids are your own fault. I'm a best-selling author on success, business, and personal finance. Nothing is really more mature than becoming financially stable.
So much stuff was racing through my mind, but then when Larry spoke, it was a whole other world.
I'm always amazed by people who have long introductions. And you all have heard people with long introductions, haven't you? You know, speakers like long introductions because that's their only opportunity to tell you all the amazing stuff they have done in the past in order to build up their credibility so you will want to pay attention to them. And I'm always just like you. I sit out there and I listen to those long introductions, and I'm always wondering, if they were so good at doing all that, well, then why do they have to do this? You know, bottom line, I was never any good at doing all that. I have to do this. I'm sorry you're in a horrible situation, but what action are you going to take to fix it? If you think bad things aren't going to happen, you're insane. Bad things are going to happen to you. You have to tie emotion to your stupidity, and until you feel bad about it, you're not going to be able to get past it and move on. I want you to go to the mirror, look yourself in the eye, have a Jimmy Swaggart moment, have tears run down your face, and say, I cannot believe I've been this stupid. I'd like to see everybody figure out how much money you really make, then figure out how much money you owe, then cut back on your lifestyle to make sure that what you owe is less than what you earn. I don't believe you can borrow your way out of debt. I don't think you can spend your way out of debt. If you came to me and said, I'm in a financial crisis, I've screwed up everything based on all my bad decisions, what should I do? The last thing in the world I would tell you is to go borrow more money or go try to spend something on money you don't have on something you don't need. My folks didn't have very much when I was growing up. Worked real hard, good people. Had jobs, just went to work every single day like most folks do. But we just didn't have very much. I wasn't dirt poor, but I was dusty. Right now. It's too much too soon. We're trying to do way too much. And bottom line, we can't afford this. You know, the whole discussion, in my opinion, is totally ridiculous. I work with people in personal finances. The same applies in government. If you can't afford it, don't buy it. Responsibility. Now, don't write that down. Can't imagine where you've been in your life that suddenly that just hit you as a good idea. You're responsible for your actions. Take responsibility. If you're responsible to the people you signed that contract with, then you will pay them because you're a person who honors your contracts. And responsible human beings always do the right thing. I'm upset. You're not giving me a lot to complain about. I like to complain. You're killing me here. No, you guys are doing good. Here's the other problem. You're telling your little princess she's special. They go, whoa, 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 Larry, you're stepping on my toes now. My little princess is special. Let me help you with this. Not to me. He said, if you want to be successful in business, you spend all your time, your energy, and money making your employees happy. Now, here's the problem with that. You can't make employees happy. And here's why. You can't make anybody else happy. Isn't that true? You can't make one other person on the planet happy, not if they don't want to be. That's how it really is. In fact, about the last thing in this whole world I want is somebody else trying to show up and make me happy. Isn't that right? Really, you can't happy me into happy. And yet every company's got one. You all have seen them. You see them every day. Every organization, everybody's got one just like this. Little Susie Sweetcheeks, who comes running up to you saying, is Mr. Grumpy having a bad day? Get the hell out of my face. I got work to do.
He is the author of, you got to read this, You're Broke Because You Want to Be.
And everyone is talking about this book.
He's inspired nearly 400 of the Fortune 500 companies.
Larry Winget, his latest book is called Work for a Reason. It's a New York Times bestseller using a kick-butt approach.
I don't think millionaires are extraordinary people. I think millionaires are ordinary people, willing to do extraordinary things. I always had these T-shirts. And a lot of times when I work, I'm a typical kind of speaker. I travel around the country doing these for all kinds of groups, and people come to the back of the room because I got books and DVDs and shirts and all that sort of stuff, and they come back where everything is, and they always stop in front of the T-shirt. And they look at the shirt, and then they look at me, and they say, I know somebody who needs that shirt. You know, I get so sick and tired of hearing that because it's always somebody else who needs the shirt. So I did a new run of them, and we printed it upside down so you can just look down and read it yourself. To fight my way out of debt and fight my way back to get on top. We do not make positive change in our lives when we feel good about who we are. We make positive change in our lives when we get uncomfortable with who we are. It has to get bad before it can get better, obviously. And you have to go face down in the mud and hurt. That's what I do for a living. I go all over the world, talk to all kinds of businesses, associations, organizations. Prices go up, prices go down. It's leveling out. We've hit that place. There are janitors who are millionaires. There are doctors who are absolutely broke. It's not called playtime. It's not called socializing time. It's not called having a good time. It's work. You guys got to get on the same page. And I haven't felt that since I walked in the door. It's all finger pointing, and that's not how it ought to be.
You learned anything, I learned that.
You guys are about to get married and be a team, and you need to start acting like a team. How many of you are ready to be more successful in the future than you have ever been in the past? Raise your hand and say, you bet. Yeah! Oh, you did good.
Pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Larry Winget, best-selling author of You're Broke Because You Want to Be?
Take the money you'll save and pay down your credit card debt.
Probably should.
Did he just say probably? How many are ready to make more money in the future you ever did in the past? Raise your hand and say you bet. Yeah. You know, it's really very, very simple. We've made it complicated. In fact, most people want success to be hard. Most of the people who do what I do for a living, who give the speeches, who write the books, they tell people how hard it is. It's not hard. In fact, anybody who tells you it's hard, they're selling you a load. That's the only way to put it. How many also want to have a good time in the few minutes we're going to spend together? Say you bet. Yeah. I teach people how to create successful, financially secure lives with a sense of personal responsibility and a strong work ethic. How many want to walk out those doors better looking than when you first walked in? Say you bet. You know, you didn't answer that last one. You probably should have, too. Everybody knows exactly what it takes to be successful. Every single person in this room, you know exactly what it takes to do better.